right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and thank you for joining us on a Monday night. I know that there's other things that you might be doing on this President's Day, but what better way than to spend a little bit of time getting to know Heslie Higginbotham of the Lynn Wildcats? She's an outstanding student athlete. She was featured on the cover of the February-March issue of Sports Soccer Magazine, and she's just an outstanding young lady. So I'm excited to be able to bring this interview to you tonight. And I'm excited for you to be able to interact by sharing your comments and any questions that you may have. And we just love to have this as an interactive conversation with you guys as well as with Heslie. So let's go ahead and take a look real quick at her article in Sports Locker. And as you can see, she very photogenic, and we enjoyed our time with her. Katie, I think, captured some really good shots of her as well as on the cover. Um, just, I think, captured her personality as well as her. I think you can tell she's confident. She has a competitive spirit, and I think that you can tell she has confidence that when you come on that court, you better be ready because she's going to bring it. You can find her magazine. If you want to just get a printed copy, you can either order it through sportslockermagazine.com or you can go find some copies at Hy-Vee in Jefferson City, Cal's Thriftway in California. Also, they're located at some of the different businesses that are around the area that are advertisers in Sports Locker, as well as at the schools. So if you want a printed copy, do that. If you still can't find one, contact me and I'll make sure you get one. If you want to just check it out digitally, again, you can go to sportslockermagazine.com and you can find Heslie's article there, as well as all the other student athletes from the 17 high schools that we cover right here in mid-Missouri. So, again, thank you guys for all that you do in supporting these student athletes, and it is a joy for us to be able to bring their stories to you, and just like tonight, to give you a little bit extra. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring Heslie on. Hey, Heslie, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for taking your time and joining us tonight. That's awesome.
Yes.
I noticed you're wearing a T-shirt there. I didn't really notice that a little bit earlier. So what's going on with the Lincoln Blue Tiger, huh?
Yes, I visited their camp this summer and it was really cool experience.
Very good, very good. Well, you can show whatever you want to about any of your recruiting, but we'll let you go for there later. What did you think about your article and being on the cover of Sports Soccer?
It was a great honor for me and I think it really made me proud, not just for only myself, but for my teammates and my family and to represent my school. And it kind of just felt like all my hard work, like behind the scenes that no one gets to see was finally getting shown.
Well, you do put in a lot of hard work, and we'll talk about that as we go on with some of these other questions. What did your family and friends think about the article? You sign autographs? Did your little brother want your autograph? Anything like that happen?
He didn't, but my teachers did ask for my autographs on the front of the magazine, which was kind of a funny experience, and my family and friends were very supportive about it and
Yeah.
probably more excited than I was, so that was
Well,
really nice.
well, that talks about your humility, so that's a good thing. That's a good character
Yes.
trait that you have. What do you remember about the photo shoot when we were out there and Katie just interacting with Katie and her taking your photos?
It was a cool experience. I was really nervous at first, and I remember having a softball game right before the shoot, so I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be crazy. But it ended up going really good, and it was really fun being able to capture all the fun pictures in our gym.
Yeah. And while I'm thinking about it, if you want to contact her through that email, you and your mom, you can contact her and she will give you all those photos that she took for free. There's no charge. She just likes to bless you
Yes.
guys with that. So, all right. Let's go ahead and jump into softball first, since that's already just getting ready to come up. But tell us about some of your most memorable moments in softball and what are you looking forward to this year?
Definitely my three over the fence home runs this past season and my freshman and sophomore year making it to state both years. That was really nice and fun experience, and I'm looking forward to building a stronger and fun team this coming year and pushing ourselves to compete at the higher level that I know we can.
All right. And what positions do you play in softball, and when did you first know that you loved that sport?
I'm mostly an outfielder. I can play the infield when needed, but the outfield is definitely where I like to be, especially in left field. And it's more such like a mental game. It's very fun knowing that like every pitch matters. So always being ready.
Do you so you're probably pretty fast, right? Being out in the
Yes.
outfield. Okay, good. Um, all right. So I got to know: have you dove and caught any softballs?
This past season, I didn't exactly dive, but I was able to rob a home run in a
Uh
very
huh.
important conference game. So that was one that I'll remember for a while.
Very good. That's that conference game. What game was that?
Russellville.
Russellville. Okay. Let's see. Talk a little bit about the different dynamics between your teammates in softball compared to basketball. What is different about the camaraderie that you have with your teammates in those two sports?
Softball is more of like a relaxed kind of dynamic where basketball is very high paced. And I think that softball is more of like still a team sport, but I think basketball you really have to work together a lot more and requires constant energy and fast pace, where softball is more of like slow and every single pitch you still have to be ready, but you get breaks. And both still require a lot of like communication, but in different ways.
Now, do you have a lot of the same teammates on both softball and basketball?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Talk to us about your early years in softball and how you got started with that, and when did you know that that was one of the ones that you loved and you were going to continue doing?
I started playing when I was really young, probably ever since I could. And I just grew up around those sports, so it always just felt natural to me. And I realized that I really liked the competing part of it. And so I think that's one of the main reasons I chose that over like just running or something. It feels like I'm actually like against someone. And so that really stuck.
So you like competition,
Yes.
all right? Do you compete with your brother at all? I mean, is there like some high level games out in the driveway, or do you
Yes, always.
does he foul you?
Um, he always tries to jump and block me, so yeah.
All right. You know, sometimes those games between family they can get pretty intense, and
Yes.
you know, I can remember that my brother he was shorter than I was all the way through my senior year, and then all of a sudden he went from 5'9" up to 6'3" in one summer, and I couldn't block his shot anymore. I couldn't do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your teammates? How have they helped you and challenging you to be the best that you can be?
My teammates have really been everything along my journey. They've pushed me and held me very accountable for everything while also supporting me. And I think they challenge me to be like the best version of myself every day, which I think I really need in my life. And some of like the best times I have with them are just the practices and bus rides, not even just the games with them.
Yeah, that's always a lot of fun being able to hang out with them and go on those trips.
Yes.
Unless afterwards it's a loss and it's a tough loss, then it's a little bit harder coming home, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Another question I do want to ask before we move on from softball: what are you looking at improving on as you're going into this final year?
Definitely my hitting. I think that's going to be a key point for us is putting the ball in play. Losing a couple of our seniors, someone will have to definitely do that.
Very good. Um, Before we go on to this next one about your education, I just want to again encourage anybody, you guys that are watching, feel free to make any comments, nice things that you want to say about Heslie, memories that you may have, or if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. All right, why don't you talk to us about your education and why that's so important to you?
Education's huge for me. Sports won't last forever, but my education will. So I've always put academics above the sports and taken it very seriously, setting myself up for the future.
What are some of your favorite subjects that you really have enjoyed while you're in high school?
Right now, I'm really enjoying anatomy. Uh,
Hmm.
since I'm going into the nursing field, that'll be very important. So that's been very fun learning the different parts of the body.
Yeah.
And math is good for me, so it's okay sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it is good to know about anatomy if you're going into the nursing field, so that's good.
Yes.
That's awesome. And I believe that with your personality, that's gonna bless a lot of people as you are taking care of them. So
Yes.
I think you're hitting a good field for yourself. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the different clubs, activities, other things that you're involved in outside of basketball and softball?
I'm in National Honor Society, FBLA, Athletic Club, FCCLA. I'm in a lot of the clubs at school. Pep Club, which is a lot of fun. Just being involved in all of the clubs helps me stay more focused on school and just being around people that I don't always get to see. It's really nice and fun.
Very good. Your goals outside of high school with your education, I know you talked about nursing. When did you decide that you wanted to pursue a degree in nursing?
I've been thinking about it for a while. It's always just been kind of my main top pick. Um, Wanted a career that can like help other people in the world in a meaningful way that is giving. So I feel like that's the right path for me.
And we're not going to ask you unless you want to share, but have you narrowed it down to some places that you might want to go?
Yes, I have. I'm not totally set on one, but I've definitely looked at a couple places more heavily.
Yeah, and you're wanting to pursue playing basketball wherever you go, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. We'll get into that a little bit more here in a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about some of the awards and recognition that you've received through your academics and what's that meant to you?
The academic all team is always one of the awards that me and a lot of my teammates earn, which is very nice to show that we work hard in school and on the field or court. And they mean a lot just being able to show our hard work in the classroom and showing that it really matters. And balancing sports and academics isn't always easy, so being able to be recognized for both is very rewarding.
And you probably have had some good help with trying to help keep you focused on that from the very very beginning, as far as being a good student athlete and working hard at that, right?
Yes.
We'll get into those people that have made a difference there and have been your supporters, as well as encouraging you to do everything that you can to be as successful as you are. Let's see. Chelsea
Yes.
Miller says, "So proud of you, Hess." So thank you for thank you for
Yes.
sharing that, Chelsea.
Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on there. All right, you have flown through the first part of the interview, so why don't we go ahead and take a quick break? And again, we'll just encourage you guys to make any comments, or if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and do that. Love to hear from you. And you're doing an outstanding job, Hesley. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Yes. Thank you.
Has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they have been a sponsor with us from the very beginning with Sports Locker Magazine, as well as One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. It's with their help that we're able to bring you programs like this and spend a little bit of time with these student athletes and coaches right here in mid-Missouri and getting to know a little bit more about them. Uh, CNS Employment Solutions, they help people right here in mid-Missouri find jobs. They help employers find people to fill those jobs, and they do an outstanding job with that, as well as they are very heavily involved in our community. They're big on donating their time and resources to be able to make a difference in a lot of different organizations, especially those that are helping other people. They are very involved in that, so we greatly appreciate them. Also, we have another sponsor as well in the magazine and on this program is Big Whiskeys. They are our sponsors of Coach of the Issue. And in this February March issue, we have Capital City Cavalier coach Joseph Collier that we are featuring. And Coach Collier is an outstanding man, just as all of our coaches that are represented right here in Mid Missouri. We just want to give a shout out to them and for all the hard work that they put in, all the time that they put in, and just spending all that time away from their family, uh, investing in our student athletes. And so we greatly appreciate everything that they do. And I want to give again a shout out to Big Whiskeys for recognizing them. All right, we have been talking to Heslie Higginbotham of Lynn High School, and we are getting to know a little bit more about her and what makes her tick, and as well as some of the different things that were in the magazine article. We want to dig into a little bit more. And again, appreciate any of the comments that you guys have. Great to hear from you, and we will try to include those as we go on. All right, let's go ahead and bring Heslie back in for the second part of this interview. All right. Well, you made it through the first part. You didn't hang up on me, so that's good. So thanks for staying.
Yes.
We were talking a little bit about the coach of the issue, and why don't you tell us a little bit about your coaches in softball and basketball, and what have you appreciated about them?
I've been really blessed with some great coaches in both softball and basketball, and they've pushed me and believed in me and expected my best every single day. So that was very encouraging. And I love the most thing is that they care about us as people and not just our athleticism. So that's very nice.
Yeah, they have invested a lot of time, and I know starting with your earlier years. Why don't you talk about some of those coaches as well as including your mom and how they taught you to raise your level of play.
Yes, starting off my not softball but basketball it was with my mom, which can be sometimes good and bad. But for me, it was very good. My early coaches have taught me like my discipline and worth ethic, which was very nice. And they didn't let me settle. They always pushed me harder and taught me to work harder when things weren't always easy for me. And sometimes it had to be tough, which was very encouraging and nice.
Yeah, sometimes it is tough, but it's once you get through all that and you kind of see what they were trying to do. I mean, that makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yes.
Does it help you in your leadership with your other teammates to be able to recognize what it is that your coaches are trying to accomplish, and you kind of are passing that along on the court and on the softball field?
Yes, I think it does. I think seeing it both ways and
Mm-hmm.
encouraging your teammates is always something that is very important.
Okay, good. Well, let's take a look at a couple of comments here real quick. All right. We can see we've got a couple of people here. We've got Emma Monette, and she is
Yes.
saying Higgs is one of the most caring, kind, and honest human beings I know, always having a smile on her face. I miss you, Hess, and your laugh, but in hopes to cross paths with you in future career. Very proud to have you as a friend, and great job. That's nice.
Emma was one of a very good teammates of mine.
Yeah. And then Mark Zimmerman, Heslie, you make us so proud. You work very hard at your academics and have put in a lot of work to make yourself a successful student athlete. Good luck in making your dreams come true. Awesome.
Yes. My grandpa's a big supporter, and I love that.
Yeah. Grandparents and parents and everybody. It's great to have those supporters. And now I don't know about you, but is there somebody that's like really loud and you can hear them in the stands?
Yes, definitely my grandpa.
Okay. I'll tell you, my grandmother, she got thrown out of my baseball game because she gave the umpires a little bit too much trouble. So you don't have anybody like that,
Oh
do
my
you?
gosh. No.
Okay, that's good. She was a short little woman, but she was absolutely a fireball, and that did not make her happy. They literally
Yes.
told her if you don't stop, if you don't leave now, they're going to have to forfeit the game. She was
Oh
not
my
happy.
gosh.
Yeah, it was bad. Let's see. So Kyle Ray Miller says, such a hardworking and big-hearted person. Way to go, Heslie Higginbotham.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Kyle. Appreciate that. All right. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what have been your fondest memories while playing basketball for Lynn and the fans at Lynn High School? What are some of the fond memories playing for them?
Definitely the home games, being in the dome and seeing everyone show up and come. It makes it very loud in there, which is nice, and the fans bring a lot of energy, which is always fun hearing the crowd and representing Lynn at the same time, which is always something to be proud of.
Now, you mentioned the dome. Talk a little bit about that environment. What kind of advantage would you say that you guys have in that type of environment?
I would say like being loud in there, because I know when I go to other schools and it's very loud, it's very distracting and like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of people here. So I think we have that advantage when people have to come play us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's interesting. Even when we were in there doing your photo shoot and you're dribbling the basketball, I mean, you could hear it echoing in there.
Yes.
So, you can only
Yes.
imagine with everybody screaming and hollering that it's all over the place.
Yes.
Very good. So, tell us a little bit about your basketball career and what have been some of your fondest memories there.
I would say my basketball career at Lynn has been like very full of growth and starting from having to play at the varsity level at my freshman year was a big step up from just the Catholic school basketball. So that was definitely a lot of growth, and I'm hoping to make it to state next year with my team because I think we're very capable. So that's something to look forward to. The wins are very great, and I think it's a great journey.
So, when you are when you're setting individual goals for this year, what would those goals be? And then also tell us a little bit about your team goals.
I would say my individual goals are becoming a strong leader. I think after the seniors left last year, we really needed someone to step up. So I was counting on myself to be able to do that, which was very hard, but we got through it, and I had to be very consistent and keep improving. And as a team, I think competing at the high level and trusting each other is a good goal, and make for a strong run.
There's a lot that goes into the time that you put in trying to get better. Um, you do a lot of things outside of that. I want to go ahead and cover one of those things that you've talked about in your article. Tell us a little bit about the time that you put in the weight room and why is that important to your success?
The weight room's huge. Even on those long days when you don't want to necessarily lift weights, it's where the strength is built and physically and mentally. So, preparing your body in the weight room is probably one of the key facts to being able to compete at the next level.
And what are the differences for you in conditioning? I mean, obviously there's going to be differences, but difference in conditioning in softball to basketball.
Softball, our coach does still make us condition, but I think it's much more needed in basketball. Not being able to stop running, basically, you're always going. And softball, sometimes you're just standing around in the field. You only really run if you have to run the bases quickly. So,
Yeah. Yep, and they need you to be able to get around the bases so that so that you can set the table and then you guys can score from there. So, um,
yes,
and speed is an advantage too for you as far as out in the outfield, being able to cover a lot of ground and to back one another up. So,
yes.
all right, so let's talk a little bit about what have been some of the highlights of your career in basketball and what have been some of the challenges.
The highlights have definitely been the big wins, the close games, which are very unforgettable, and the personal growth, growing and becoming better. And I would say some of the challenges have been injuries and tough losses and learning how to handle pressure. Uh, but I think the challenges have made me a stronger person and better athlete.
Now, you talked about injuries. What kind of injuries have you had, and how long were you typically out through those?
I've had a couple ankle injuries. They haven't been too terrible yet, so hoping that they stay that way. But last year I was put in a boot for a couple of weeks, which sucked, but it
Hmm.
was worth it.
I know that things have got to be so much better now as far as how they treat things like that.
Yes.
My junior year opening tip off, I jumped in the air to grab the ball, came down, stepped on somebody's foot, and my ankle just rolled. And
Yes.
their idea of what they thought would be good is putting my foot and ankle in a bucket of ice and snow and then into a hot tub. You do 10 minutes
Oh
in
my
the snow,
gosh.
10 minutes in the hot tub. I am sure that that was not right because it felt like they were just stabbing me with knives. It was horrible.
Yeah,
It
that
was
sounds
horrible.
miserable.
So I'm sure it wasn't right, and I'm sure they have better ways of doing stuff now. Um,
Yes.
so did you find that when you were trying to recover from something like that, was it pretty difficult for you to be sitting out? I mean, what did that feel like as a teammate, and how were you trying to help your teammates be able to keep things going?
Yeah, it was pretty difficult sitting out and knowing you wanted to be on the court, but taking care of your body is always important. And I had a lot of fun cheering on my teammates while I was out, knowing that they can do good too. So that was a lot of
Hmm.
fun, while even though I was hurt.
Yeah, it makes a difference knowing that you've got their back when you're out there with them as well as when you're not, and that
Yes.
that means a lot to everybody. So good job with that. Let's talk about your teachers and administration at Lynn High School. How have they challenged you to be better in academics as well as a student athlete?
They're very supportive, and I think they challenge me and all my teammates to be responsible with our homework and schoolwork and pushing ourselves academically. And having like coaches as also teachers is nice. Because one thing that they always said is if you're not doing good in school, they're going to find you a tutor. So I think that always pushed all of us to keep good grades because we want to be able to play the sport.
And you've got there's always very friendly people when I come out over there delivering magazines, and they were excited to see your
Yes.
article, and but also athletic director Billy Cobb. I've appreciated him, and uh, he spoke very highly of you when we were contacting him about who would represent the school in the magazine, and so, that's one thing I wanted you to know is that we don't just call and say, "Hey, we want this person, this person, this person." We contact the schools and they say, "Well, this is student athletes that we would like to represent the school, and great great young individuals." And so that should make you feel good is that
Yes.
they appreciate your efforts and what you're doing. So, if they're not going to tell you, I'm telling you for them, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into talking about something that's very important to you, and that's your family. Tell us about your parents first. What do you appreciate about them, and how much have they impacted you?
Uh, my parents have impacted me more than anyone. To be the best version of myself. They've sacrificed a lot for me to be able to play sports, so that's really nice, and I'm very grateful for that. And they've taught me about my hard work and to never take my opportunities for granted because they only happen once. So that's been really nice.
Okay. What characteristic would you say that you get from each of your parents?
Oh, I don't know. I can definitely tell they love me, but I also like when they tell me like what I can fix too, even if it's not what I want to hear in the moment. But that's always
Okay.
nice.
Okay. Very good. Um, what about your brother? Talk about what he means to you.
My brother's means a lot to me. Only having one sibling that can sometimes be different because not everyone has that. But it's important to me that I set a good example for him and a good role model because I know he looks up to me and he pushes me and supports me. He doesn't miss very many of my games, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's good. What would be the one thing that you would want him to know more than anything else?
Um, for him, I just want him to know that he's great and I know that he can be just like me one day. So if he keeps working, he'll get there too.
Okay, very good. Let's see. Tell us about what you're wanting to. How are you wanting to be remembered at Lynn High School? Like the legacy that you leave behind. What do you want people to think about when they hear your name?
I want to be remembered as someone who worked hard and treated people with a lot of respect and represented Lynn the right way. Uh, as both a student and an athlete, and also setting a good example for the people underneath me.
What would you want to tell, since you said that, what would you want to say to the student athletes that are following behind you, some of your underclassmen?
Always work hard and never take your opportunities for granted. And definitely, if things don't go your way, always keep working because they will.
Okay, that's good advice. This is the last regular question, then we'll do a couple of speed round questions, just from some fun stuff. But what are some of the things that, I mean, I know you don't have much spare time, but what are some of the things that you like to do in your spare time?
Definitely spending time with my friends and other family outside of just my parents and brother. Being outdoors and relaxing, honestly, when I have the time, because taking the break is always very important.
Very good. All right. Well, you've done an outstanding job on your interview, and great job in your article. Again, what a nice time that we had being able to be out there and catching your photos. Katie does a great job. Did a great job with the design. I thought the guys did a great job writing the article. Um, so it's just been a pleasure for us to be able to take that time and to represent you and to take this time and talk with you a little bit more. So
Yes,
now we're
thank
going to
you.
get to the nitty gritty on some stuff. What is your favorite go-to snack or meal after a basketball game?
After a basketball game, we stop at Taco Bell a lot, which doesn't always settle with my stomach, but it's quick. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, normally something on the go.
Okay. What's your favorite food that your mom cooks?
My mom makes really good lasagna. She makes it homemade.
Awesome. That is my favorite that my wife makes
Yes.
and that my mom used to make, and then my wife improved on my mom's recipe. So yeah, I was blessed all around on that. Very good.
Yes.
Okay, so is your dad good at cooking anything?
Yes, my dad is a very great cook, and he always does the grilling and everything.
Okay. See, I'm just trying to help you out, just to get some of your favorite meals and stuff. I'm trying to do that for you.
Yes.
What's your favorite dessert that you like?
Ding dong cake. My grandma makes it.
Okay, that's good. Is there a favorite ice cream that you have?
I like most of all of ice creams.
Okay. Is there a favorite place that you go to for ice cream?
Central Dairy.
Okay, very good. Um, if there is anywhere in the world that you could go, where would that be and why?
I really want to go to Greece. It's very pretty there, and I've had
Hmm.
a couple friends that have been, and it looks like a really nice place to go.
Yeah, I've got a young man that I had in my youth group years ago, and he is a missionary over in Greece, and he says it's very similar to America, but it's like a melting pot of different people from different cultures all over, and he said very beautiful
Yes.
there. So that would be a good place to go. Um, what would you say is your least favorite chore to do around the house and why?
Um, oh gosh, I don't know. Definitely probably dishes. They
Okay.
could get gross sometimes.
Now, is it dishwasher or do you have to wash them by hand?
We have a dishwasher.
Okay. All right. I, you know, but I will tell you that that's the number one answer. Everybody pretty much usually says dishes, so that's the number one
Yeah.
answer. And um, the second one would be cleaning the bathroom. Those two.
Yes.
All right. You've done an outstanding job. I want to just give you an opportunity to share if there's anything else that you want to, any other shout outs or anything that you would like to make. Final comments, feel free to go ahead and do that, and then we'll close out the program.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone watching and supporting me along my journey. It wouldn't be done without everyone else.
All right. Well, I am sure that they will say to you, well done, as well as your family and your coaches and your administration and your friends and all those. So um, I'll
Yeah.
I'll just tell you that you can tell a lot that you're a humble person, and you just continue to carry that, and that will take you a long ways.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Well, Hesley, if you will hold on until after I close out the program, I'll visit with you really quickly, and I just appreciate you coming on tonight, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the program tonight. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Again, if you want to get a printed copy, you can go to Hy-Vee or Cal's Thriftway, and you can find printed copies there, as well as the schools and the different businesses that are featured in the magazine. They have the magazines available for you. If you just want to see it on digital and share it with other people, you can go to sportslockermagazine.com and share that with others there. All right. I really enjoyed this interview. Such an outstanding young lady. Looking forward to what the future holds for her. And I'm looking forward to where she's going to go and play basketball, and just keep your eyes on what she's going to do next. All right. Again, I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. This has been One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Thank you for joining us. God bless you, and we will see you next week.